So Leonardo, I'm here to talk a little bit about Leonardo, which is going to be our new flagship system, also in CINECA. It's not gonna be here in Casalecchio, of course. So I'll update you a little bit also on the hosting side. Of course, this has been a joint effort. They are the main partners that contributed to I'd say the success, even though we are still in the phase of setting up the system and everything. But as a procurement procedure has been definitely a success. So just a brief. I'll touch briefly on the history. So this is just the basically the administrative stuff that went through to obtain the system. So if you just take a look at the first, so we basically finalized the technical specification on early January. So there was no Christmas, I think, in 2020, and the award was 10 months later. So this is just to give you a rough idea that takes time to do this kind of stuff of task. The nice things of this procurement procedure is that you can have a competitive dialogue. Is a negotiated procedure, and so you can have like a discussion with the economic operators, so the one that will provide the system, in order to maximize the solution, to provide more feedback on what you want, and at the end to promote the competition. So the result of this kind of procedures typically is obtaining bids that are very competitive with each other. So some of the credits are here. Basically, we as CINECA, we wrote the technical specification, as I said. We prepared the benchmark suite that was run by the economic operators. We provisioned the benchmarks. This is still public, so if you are willing to take a look, we can provide it. And all sort of different kind of support for technical support for the procedure. So just also to give you an idea of what we are following as principles. So we have basically three main pillars. All of them are following different evolution roadmap. So with Leonardo, we are trying to address this Tier-0. So the flagship system, but also we have kind of Tier-1 system. The Tier-1 system addresses more the legacy codes, more like operating 24/7. So like for critical workloads as well. So basically, we are addressing performance, like 24/7 operations. We are addressing, or we're trying to addressing flexible environment as well, and also data repository with the cloud infrastructure. All of them, as I said, they follow different evolution path. So now we have a Tier-0 system, which is the Marconi 100, and all of them are, so Marconi 100, Marconi, not much fantasy in terms of naming, I'd say, but anyway, we have Pico, we have Galileo 100, so we are working on it, I guess. So what is a major change for us was that if you look at the evolution of this is the Tier-0 system over time. If you look at it, you spot that we were able to stay here in Casalecchio, where we have like 4-5 megawatt to supply for the systems until Marconi 100. And Marconi 100 basically with the other system reached our cap in terms of power consumption for the system. So we needed to basically to host a new system and have it Basically, at peak, at 9 megawatt in operation, we think 6.5 megawatt. We need to have a new hosting site for this, right? So even if you don't read it very well, but the point is we are trying to update the system every 3 to 4 years. Okay. So this is more like a picture of how it's going to be our new setup. So we will still using the same color code, so dark blue, lighter blue, and gray, to say that with the new hosting site, which is going to be more in the city center of Bologna, the new data center we are setting up, we will address mainly the tier 0, so the flagship systems. While here we will have the cloud and the data repository infrastructure, as well as the tier 1 system. All this connection is subject of our procurement. So this was the minimum. So 200 gigabits was the connection between the two data centers, but we will go way over it. I cannot disclose because this is still a procurement that is running. Yeah. So a little bit more about Leonardo. Leonardo is based on an Ethos. So Ethos is the integrator. It's based on this Sequana H2000 technology platform. The interesting part is that can work actually with an inlet temperature of 36 degrees. So also this one we aimed for 37. Then we realized that there might be some issues, especially in hot summers like this one, to have it at 37. So 36 will be the set point here, and it's very energy efficient because most of the power that is dissipated in heat is cooled via direct liquid cooled system. So with basically water that runs over the blades, the computing nodes. So the main components, the main partitions are so there's the compute partition based on 2 modules. One is called Booster, and is based on NVIDIA A100 GPUs. This is a custom version of A100 specific for Leonardo. There will be a data-centric module with Intel Sapphire Rapids CPUs and equipped with DDR5, which is very interesting in terms of bandwidth towards from the RAM towards the GPU towards the CPU. The interconnection is based on NVIDIA HDR 200 gigabits, and then we have to balance the system, of course, and to provide enough storage for the system. We have a storage infrastructure of over 100 petabytes. So this is the main components of the booster node. Is based again on 4 NVIDIA GPUs. Very nicely, we can reach up to 80, almost 90 teraflops peak per computing for the blade. Consider that one rack, basically, we had a system which was Fermi, and basically one rack of Leonardo is basically equivalent in terms of performance of Fermi. So Fermi was decommissioned in 2015, so not the like seven basically years ago. So time passes, but really also performance goes increases a lot. So this is just a comparison, but that so just to show you that with respect to Marconi 100, the main difference is that we have one CPU, and so we have adapter CPU to GPU 1 to 4. So one CPU is deemed to be sufficient to pilot and to drive all the GPUs. More RAM. The node is so it's not dual socket, and all GPUs are all-to-all interconnected. While instead Marconi 100, I don't know if you have used it, they have 2 sockets with 2 GPUs per 2 CPUs, socket CPUs, and 2 GPUs per socket. I'll save you from the details. Maybe just to touch on the data-centric computing nodes. The interesting part is the DDR5, which runs at higher frequencies with respect to DDR4, but also DDR5 is double the rate of DDR4. There's also almost there's local storage to the node of about 4 terabyte if you need it. Network topology. Now this is a Dragonfly Plus, which is just provides a nice feature. Let's say this is because there's it's basically you can think of as different groups, different systems that are called cells. They are connected with a FAT3, and all of these cells or groups are connected via O2. That's why this nice feature, because from each cell you have a connection to all of the others, so that you have basically asymmetric access to, for example, a cell that provides the storage. Okay, so all the nodes are. So just to say where we are, then if you need more details on Leonardo, I can provide you. But so as I said, we basically at the beginning because we didn't do as CINECA, but the EuroHPC, which is the owner of the system, signed a contract on October 2020. Now there's a huge jump, so we are basically finishing the setup of the data center. We had delays, especially due to the Roman rest that we found in Italy. Unfortunately, we have, or luckily, we have a tremendous history, but of course, sometimes they bite on us this. And so we basically the shipment will start in a month. There's 4 months to complete the system and provide a ramp up. Then we'll have 60 days for acceptance and testing for the configuration. Just quickly, so this is going to be the data center. So this picture is from the top. So these 2 buildings are basically this one, and these 3 are where ECMWF is, and this is opted and now empty. So just to show you, this was because we are proceeding very fast. In a month there will be the system, but we are so this was taken, I think, 2 weeks ago or something like that. But this now is the, so as you can see, this has been closed with this kind of I don't know, rails that were put specifically to basically to put the roof or these kind of blocks that were set here and close the roof. So now the roof is closed. The system is so this is going to be the data hall for Leonardo, and So I can only show you, unfortunately, the rendering, not the system. But if you come to Bologna, so this is just a joke, but we clearly have we like all kind of high performance. So specifically food. I don't know if you had yesterday some food, or if you enjoyed it. And I don't know even if more is better is yes here, but I think you had a taste of it. Okay, thanks for coming to Bologna, of course, and if you have questions.